Hi, welcome. My name's Michelle, and today we're talking about styling bookcases, end tables, fireplace mantles, anywhere that you would put your decor, and you're just not ready for fall yet. We're in late summer here in mid-August, and maybe you've had it styled the same way all summer long, and you're just kind of tired of it. But you don't want to pull out the fall stuff, or maybe you don't want to go out and buy new items and you want to use what you have, but you just need to change it up. Well, I'm going to show you styling my own dining room bookcases today. I'm also going to give you an idea if you've recently went on a vacation or a trip, or maybe you have a great memory of a trip that you previously went on. How can you incorporate those memories into your bookcases and your shelves? Well, let's get started today and I will show you that. First, let's talk about that. So you just got back from a great trip, or maybe you're getting ready to go on a trip and you need to be looking for these things. So when I used to have the bookcases styled up for quite a while. I had a different country that we visited on each shelf in the bookcase. It was a really unique focal point in our living room, dining room, kitchen combo. Got a lot of conversation when we would have guests over. And some of the items that I would put on the shelves to get you started thinking when you might have brought these items already home with you, or on your next trip, you need to pull these items together. So one of the great things you can pick up is beautiful postcards. When you're at your site, look for postcards that you like. These work perfect in a frame, and you can put that little frame on display on your shelf, on your mantle. Another item, of course, would be photos of your trip that you take, of you and your loved ones, or you standing in front of that favorite item, that monument that you visited. These look great on shelves and great memories to reflect back on. Another item that you can be looking for is art when you're traveling. Art is wonderful, and you can pick this up at all different price points. Now, this I thought was really unique when John and I were in Paris. We stayed at an Airbnb, and so she had painted a bunch of small pictures of different color palettes of the Eiffel Tower. And as the guests left, they got to pick out a picture to take with them, a painting that she had done as a memory. So wasn't that a great idea? And I've had this for several years, and of course, constantly pull this out and put it in different places in my house. Right now, it's on my kitchen counter in a vignette as a backdrop. So I think this is just a really great idea. But you could do that with art that you purchase too, as in this case. I purchased some inexpensive prints when I was in Italy of, this is Florence, when I was in Florence, and then just a landscape. And then just put those in frames and they look great on shelves. Or also, even if you're getting ready to do a new wall area and you need to add some pictures to a wall. And then finally, you want a little bit of decor on that shelf to tie in that trip. So that's when you're looking for those little items. The little phone booth that's iconic for London. I picked that up. Looks really cute on the shelf. Tied that in with some postcards of London, some photos, and made a really cute shelf display, and also was a focal point and a talking point. A little statue of Big Ben on that shelf. And then for the Italy shelf, of course, I included a vintage looking Vespa. Now this is super cute, and why this tied in so well with the styling is while I was in Italy, I did do that. Went on a tour on a old vintage Vespa, got to ride that. So really tied in that memory. Go through what you have already from your previous trips. You could probably easily pull something together from those memories, or be thinking about that on your next trip. What do you want to purchase to put yourself together? A little display when you get home, a little vignette, either on a shelf or a bookcase to keep those memories alive. So now let's talk about shelving and what I like to use on shelving. So that's a great idea if you're styling, like maybe you want to do what I did. have a different place that you visited on your bookcases and put that together for a while. But what I have going on right now, you can see on this side, I've already got it styled. Now, one of the biggest things I like to do is I hang an art picture here in the middle between the bookcases. I like to change this out. Now, this could be something that you need to purchase because you don't have anything, but you can also take your art from other areas of your home and trade it out, which is what I like to do. I also have a bunch of art stored that I pull out and use seasonally. Maybe it's a seasonal picture, or maybe just something I really like. So let's do the art first. So I had a impressionist painting I picked up this summer up here. Kind of looked like the Monet watercolor lilies. And so all summer long that had been up here, and I traded this out for this. Now this you may have seen before. I've used it in different areas of my home. And this is actually a photograph that John took when we were in Paris from our Airbnb from the balcony. So easily to do, you can take your pictures from your trips, and I think he ended up going to Walgreens and having that made into a poster. And then I purchased a frame, and this moves around our house, and just a nice memory of our trip, but also fits into the kitchen dining room there with the baguette too and the bottle of wine. So I'm using that right now because I don't want to get my fall stuff out. I'm still enjoying summer and not ready to pull that out yet. So some of the other things that I like to decorate bookcases and shelves with are, of course, our books. So we like to tie in our garden. I always like to pull the garden in. So we've got some different options here in green: cottage retreat, garden ornaments, Italian gardens. Also, since this is a dining room, we are tying in a cookbook. I've got my Julia Child, Mastering the Art of French Cooking. Beautiful, beautiful on display, beautiful to use to cook with too. So this moves around my kitchen area and my dining room. Other things. Do you have a vintage cake plate? This was my grandma's and my mother passed it down to me. This comes out for birthdays when we put birthday cakes on it, cupcakes, muffins. But in the meantime, when we're not eating treats, this is a great riser to put your decor on your bookcase, on your kitchen island, in a vignette on your kitchen counter. You can use these anywhere. You could also use this on a coffee table and put some candlesticks on it. That would be beautiful with a few greenery put around it. So lots of options for a glass cake plate. So if you have one, pull them out. If you don't have one, I would say be on the lookout for one. I am hearing glass is making its comeback now. People are wanting glass, and I am seeing that when I'm out shopping. The prices for vintage glass are starting to increase. So if you are thinking that you want one of these in your near future and do not have one, I would be saying scout it out now, because before long the prices will be going up on these, I think. That's my prediction anyway. Next, copper. Copper is beautiful in kitchen dining room, gives us that look. I picked up 2 of these. I was on the lookout for over a year for these, and I thought they're super cute. These little small Dutch ovens, copper with the brass. They look beautiful styled on a bookcase or in a vignette somewhere in your kitchen dining room area. Other options, pretty frames with just a basic print in them. Something that you can print out yourself if you have got a copier at home, or something you can order on Etsy and send it to a printer and have them print it out. Very inexpensive, and then pick up a gorgeous frame and you've made instant art to put on your bookcase or shelf. Architectural elements. I love architectural elements. So you can find these at your big box home store. You can find them online. I like them just to display, just to give us a different item on our shelf, give us a little bit of architectural look there too. And I picked this up as a set. I have a pair of these. And so sometimes I'll put one on each side of the bookcase on different shelves, or I'll just pull out one and use one. Pretty white bowls, creamers, pitchers, anything white gives us that ironstone look. I really like this one. This one I can actually put a ribbon in. Over the summer I had lemons in it, faux lemons, faux limes. I could put for fall, I could put some faux apples. I could also, of course, put real fruits, vegetables in it would be pretty too. Or just leave it empty for just a statement piece. Another copper item, copper plates. If you find a copper plate tray, now this one actually has a hanging hook on the back of it. This also works good up against the back of a bookcase because you can lay it up as a display and it takes your eye up then and kind of fills in the back of the bookcase. Of course, greenery. We have all kinds of greenery we use. We've got a greenery little boxwood here. I've got different planters, different greenery. I also like to lay greenery across something. So maybe we lay some greenery on the cake plate. Maybe we tuck something behind on the shelf. So we always want to pull in that greenery too because it's going to soften up your shelves, make it look more organic. Right now there's lots blooming out in the garden, so you can bring in your real flowers too. Hydrangeas look really beautiful this time of year. Styled on a shelf in a vase. You could do even a little bud vase and do just a small little stem of hydrangea or some greenery. Now I have pets inside, so I do a lot of faux greenery, and if you're in the same situation as myself and need to do that faux greenery, do that. You can find a lot of good greenery out there nowadays that looks really realistic. A lot of times you can't even tell if you spend a little bit more on your greenery. You don't know if it's real or if it's faux unless you actually touch it. So that's the kind that you want to be looking for if you have to buy some new greenery. Look at something when you go in, especially if you're used to being out in the garden and you know what real looks like. When you go in, does it look real? Does your greenery that you're going to purchase look like it could be growing out in the garden? If that's the case, then go ahead and pick that up. Okay, so here is the stuff we have. Oh, one other thing, mirrors. I love mirrors. I love mirrors to reflect light. I like light, bright. Even today, it's very overcast. We've been getting lots of rain this last week. So mirrors help reflect that light. They also are a very nice backdrop. Now I have all different sizes of mirrors, but when I was looking through my stuff, I really like this one. I think this is a very cool mirror. It actually has a hanging hook on the back, so it's supposed to be like this. The problem with this mirror is, I'm going to show you, I put it on the bookcase, and since it's not flat on the bottom, it kind of doesn't want to set straight. So it would be much better if you could get a squared off mirror that you could just prop against the back of the bookcase or the shelf if you don't want to put a hanger or something sticky to actually stick it on, which I did not want to do that to the bookcase. Oh, our picture's a little bit off here. Let's fix that first. And I'll have to probably step back and see if I have it. But this is your easiest change. Change out your artwork. That's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck, is having a different piece of art. It makes it feel different. Now, when I restyled this up a week ago, when I decided to change up things, I used all the same stuff. I maybe pulled out a couple different things that I had on hand, but if you change up even what you have, say you already have your bookcase all styled up and you love what you have on it, but you're just getting kind of tired of it, just take everything off and put everything back in different places, and it'll make it feel new and fresh to you. So that's what we're doing right now. These are things that were already on the bookcase, but I'm switching up either the side they're on, what I'm putting them with, maybe they're on a totally different shelf than what they were on previously, and it's giving it a fresh new look. And that's our goal. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the mirror in the background. And like I said, it should do this, but because of that point and the shelves are slick, it's not going to do that. So I have some little clips back here, And so I'm just going to prop it up like that. So it's just leaning sideways against the clip. And that's fine, like that too. So then our next thing is we're going to take our beautiful cake plate. And we're going to put that up here. And we're just creating layers here. So let's take some of our copper. Put a little copper dish up here. And this is something that you can continually put our cookbook right there, tweak until you get it to where you like it. So maybe you set this all up and then you come back later today or the next day and you go, oh, I think I just want to change that a little bit. Perfectly fine. You do that until you get to where you like how it looks. So our books, let's put our books together. And you do notice that I did all green. Now I could do it like this, and they were like this previously this summer, but you don't see as much when they're like this. So I decided to do a little bit different and just do them like this for something different. We're gonna take our stone looking planter and our faux greenery and put it next to it. Maybe this is where we want to put our riser because we have the architecture on the book. Let's pull that in. So we're just going to layer it behind. And then we're going to take our copper. We're going to prop that up there. Now it's flat enough that it will lay. And you can see it just gives us some dimension by having that behind and not having it flat on the, not laying it down like a tray, but having it propped up. And then we've got our little planter here. And we're tying in our greenery too. So now we still have our picture. So what we're doing is we have some greenery here. We've got greenery here and also on the picture here. We have no greenery here. So we're going to take our picture with our hydrangeas with the greenery and we're going to tie that in. Now maybe we want to, instead of having it up there, do we want our picture like this? And again, it's all what you would prefer. And maybe we do this. And we just make it work. So that's how we did this shelf, and I like it. It's a change. And probably in a couple weeks, I'm going to be switching it all out for fall decor. But to give me something different so it feels fresh and new. Okay, creamers. If you find creamers and you like that look too. So I just put my creamers together. This was actually my mother-in-law's china set. So I have that setting there. I've taken a copper jello mold and propped that just up against the back of the bookcase. Again, giving that, more of that dimension, filling in the bottom there. We've got a little container of herbs that is a faux container that my sister gifted me that I thought was really cute. So tied that in. Also, you can always add a little bit of cuttings of faux, or if you have real. I've also used these and styled real flowers in them from the garden. Look adorable. So you can do that. And this is what I was talking about, taking this was actually a garland from Hobby Lobby of boxwood, and I just clipped it down so that I would have a piece that I could just lay here and tuck in, tying in that organic greenery. I just love the look of that. And then the blue, I think the blue dish is very pretty, the bowl, the pedestal. I'm very much like pedestal bowls. So then we took another picture, a vintage picture, and I had found some vintage silver that I just put in there. Willy-nilly, just put it in there for display, very dining room kitchen-esque. Then we have a copper tray that we're setting it on, and that pretty blue Hobby Lobby picture of hydrangeas that looks like an oil painting but is not, is a faux oil painting. The blue in here ties in the blue of this so well. Looks pretty with the copper and the gold, so we're tying that all together. Up here we have our stone bust with the boxwood. We've got a little bit of boxwood trailing next to her. Our cloche with our ceramic bird, and then just a little tray in the back. So really easy to do. Take what you already have and just think of those items. What could you mix in? So you need some decor, you need some greenery, maybe some artwork, or something that you can use as a backdrop to fill in your spaces. Well, I hope that was helpful today, seeing how I quickly restyled this before we get into fall. Now, if you are interested in fall and you are seeing it all out at the stores like I am and online, I have put a whole playlist together of previous year's fall videos for you, and you might want to check that out so you can get some ideas. I did one last year of quick 5-minute ideas to pull things together for decor. That'll give you a jump start as you're getting ready to pull out that fall decor in the next few weeks and start decorating. Well, have a great week, and I will see you in our next video.